How do you call your kids? A Mother's Day report at 10.
Cool off with Blues ice hockey tonight at 10.
An update on the Quarry cave-in at 10.
Twister comes to the 4 states. I'll have a look at 10.
This is a News Channel 7 update.
Good evening, 4 states. The Wizard of Oz is probably the most famous tornado movie before tonight. The new movie Twister opened at theaters today. Meteorologist Dan Bickford got a sneak preview. He's going to show us some scenes and tell us how the film scores for technical accuracy at 10. Also tonight, the latest from this Newton County quarry where crews try to recover the bodies of 2 men killed in a collapse. Dr. Dina Dell tells how the sound of music can affect the health of a newborn. Bill Pikus has highlights of tonight's NBA playoff action. I'm Dowe Quick. See you here for 10. The new movie Twister opens tonight. Meteorologist Dan scores it on technical accuracy.
Music can affect your baby in ways you might never imagine.
And the quarry accident that kills 2 now puts rescuers in jeopardy.
Live from KOAM-TV, this is News Channel 7 at 10.
Rescue workers risking their own lives to help others tops the news tonight. Good evening, 4 states.
A dangling piece of limestone hundreds of feet above threatened rescue workers tonight as they attempted to reach the bodies of 2 workers killed in a rock quarry mining accident. News Channel 7's Vernique Godleski joins us live with more details. Vernique?
This story started earlier this afternoon when 2 workers from the Southwest Limestone Incorporated just northeast of Neosho called for help. Routine blasting turned deadly when 120 feet of rock smashed the pickup truck of 2 workers. The threat of more falling rock is what made this rescue so dangerous.
What was determined once they finally did get to the pickup was that there were 2 people inside, and they have been confirmed as dead.
When rescue workers arrived on the scene, they had no electricity or light to venture the nearly half-mile to the trapped bodies, victims of their job.
From what we understand, there were 2 vehicles that were back in there at the time. They had done a blast in the tunnel this morning, and they had gone back to check the tunnel to make sure that everything was that they had a good clean blast, as I understand it. And we understand that they were just getting ready to come out when the roof fell in, that portion.
Another piece of limestone, this one dangling from the ceiling, makes removing the truck dangerous.
I think there's always somewhat of a risk. There is some material that looks to be somewhat loose in there, but we think that at this point in time it's safe enough to go in and do the movement of the vehicle.
Federal and state investigators will determine the cause.
In any type of accident, you always try to look at what happened and hopefully figure out ways that the same thing won't happen again.
The workers.
Thanks, Vernique, for that report. I'm sure we'll be following up on that story tomorrow in hopes of determining the true cause. A Joplin man who invested thousands in home security after hearing about Carol Woodward's shooting feels let down now that he knows the truth. When a police officer was shot right across the street from this man's home, he thought it was time to add some extra protection, such as wire trim around window screens and extra lights around his home, plus a dusk till dawn light on his porch. Security precautions he never would have put up.
Community was rooting for her, hoping to see this guy captured immediately. I saw so many police volunteering their time and for nothing. It's just terrible. I can't imagine somebody pulling something like that off.
The neighbor who says he still respects the Joplin PD says the whole ordeal hasn't changed his opinion of the Joplin police.
A man with no home address sits in the Crawford County Jail on charges of committing bank fraud. The Pittsburg police arrested 47-year-old Kenneth William Bells as he attempted to open an account at a Pittsburgh bank. Local banks alerted to Bells, notified authorities who busted him on outstanding warrants totaling several $1,000s from Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. 2 Grove, Oklahoma teachers are charged with removing free newspapers from a stand in Grove. About 3,500 Grand Lake Visitor magazines were taken from newsstands in early March. 54-year-old Martha Hamilton and 44-year-old Claudia Poland allegedly took the magazines because they didn't want residents to read an editorial critical of the Grove school system. The cost of going to college isn't getting any cheaper.
The Kansas Board of Regents is recommending a tuition increase for all students attending Kansas universities. Reporter Lori Epps has more.
Learning how to analyze the therapeutic effect of these pictures on people may soon cost PSU students a little bit more.
A Kansas Board of Regents proposal will up the cost of a semester at PSU in 1997, $20 for in-state students, to $711 a semester. The cost for out-of-state students will increase to about $2,800 a semester.
Tuition increases at any time they occur will hurt some people. And of course, tuition costs now are becoming high enough that they're becoming a major impact on people into the middle income bracket. So there's no question that it's going to hurt.
The increase is nothing new. Tuition rates increase every year. This proposed increase is actually one of the smallest in the last 10 years.
My freshman year, it went up like between freshman and sophomore year like $15. So it keeps going up more and more each year.
You've always got to think about it. What are they going to do next? What are they going to raise up next?
I do feel sorry for people who have to pay for their own, because that just comes to how much more money they have to come up with.
But the cost of education just keeps on going up, and professors say there's a reason.
It takes some money to have a quality educational environment for the students in terms of buildings, equipment, professors, even books in the library.
And compared to some private schools, PSU is still quite a bargain.
Schools like Washington University and like the University of Tulsa, both of which are private schools, it's not unusual for their tuition to go up several $100s a year or even $1,000 or more.
In Pittsburg, Lori F., News Channel 7.
Additional funds will pay for technology and equipment. Regents will vote on the proposal later this month.
The flame-broiled burgers at a popular fast food restaurant were almost too well done tonight. A customer, the first to smell smoke, alerted the restaurant managers at Burger King in Joplin there was a fire. Firefighters say some landscaping mulch left too close to a water heater ignited the blaze. Heavy smoke from the fire trapped within a utility room made fighting the fire more difficult. No one was hurt.
From drizzle to rain, today's been a damp one. Here with a look at what this evening holds is meteorologist Daniel.
Well, it looks like the rain is finally pushing out. Let's take a look at some rainfall totals from across the 4 states today. Several areas up over an inch of rain, so definitely some heavy rain has fallen a couple of locations. However, that rain is pushing out. Still hanging on in Benton County, Arkansas. There's been some flash flooding on the southern edge of Benton County down into Washington County, Arkansas. All of that, though, will subside as this rain pulls out. We should see some clearing for tomorrow. I'll have the forecast coming up in a little while.
Sounds good, thanks. The military says it's unclear how 2 Marine helicopters crossed paths during war games today.
Marine Corps confirms 14 people were killed, but 2 survived in the collision and crash at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. It's not easy for search teams working to recover victims. They're working in chest-deep water, mud, and thick underbrush.
Former CIA Chief William Colby drowned and suffered hypothermia after suffering a stroke or heart attack. That's the ruling today by the medical examiner. He says an autopsy finds no evidence of foul play.
The estranged husband of Utah Congressman Enid Green pleads innocence to bank fraud charges. Joseph Waldholtz is accused of writing worthless checks to make the couple's bank accounts look larger than they were.
The verdict in Dr. Jack Kevorkian's latest assisted suicide trial won't come until Monday at the earliest. Jurors in Michigan have quit deliberating for the weekend.
10 years of frustration in AIDS research ends tonight with an amazing discovery.
We'll explain why finding a little protein is so important in the fight against AIDS. Plus, there's Dr. Dean.
I'm Dr. Dean Adele. Coming up, premature babies, Mom versus Mozart.
You're watching News Channel 7 at 10 with Dowe Quick, Jill Jensen, meteorologist Dan Bitford with Skywatch 7 Weather, and Jay Radsavage with sports. The closed captioned portion of this newscast is brought to you as a community service of Mercy Hospitals of Kansas, Fort Scott, and Independence.
Foss, Singer, White, and Viking, the best names in the business, and all can be found at Singer Sewing Center in Joplin. Come by the showroom today and let Gary and Medina demonstrate all the features of a machine that is perfect for you. And with every new machine comes ESP, that's extra support package with all the features you see here. At the Singer Sewing Center, you will also find sewing machine supplies, thread, and notions. And don't forget service. The Singer Sewing Center services all makes and models of sewing machines and sergers. Singer Sewing Center, 2913 East 4th Street in Joplin.
Cavalier's got a great new look. And if you're thinking about buying another stylish car, Neon, let's compare them head to head. Neon, say hi to Cavalier at its $10,995 starting price. Both these models come with dual airbags, reclining bucket seats, and power steering. But for $800 less, Cavalier comes with a larger engine and anti-lock brakes that Neon doesn't have. Now that's genuine Chevrolet. See the 96 Cavalier at your Chevy Geo dealers today.
Don't miss it. Friday and Saturday, Famous Bar's 15-hour sale with 25 to 50% off store-wide. And don't forget Sunday's Mother's Day. Shop early, shop late, special preview hours Friday 9 to 11 and extra hours Saturday 8 to 11. Plus, hurry in for early bird special Saturday morning till 11. It's a great sale you won't want to miss. Famous Bar's 15-hour sale with extra hours to shop this Friday and Saturday. Great savings store-wide and great gifts for Mom at the 15-hour sale. Friday and Saturday only at Famous Bar.
When you're in the mood for dessert, Sonic gives you a whole new menu of choices. Introducing Sonic's frozen favorites. Banana splits, hot fudge cake sundaes, root beer floats, creamy vanilla cones, old-fashioned malts and shakes, banana fudge sundaes, and more. And right now, our single-topping sundaes are just 99 cents. Frozen favorites at Sonic. Sonic,
News Channel 7 at 10 continues with Health Watch.
A milestone in AIDS research. Federal scientists have found a protein that helps the AIDS virus infect white blood cells. It's called fusin. The leader of the team that made the discovery says this ends 10 years of frustration and removes a big obstacle in the search for a cure. We all know music can affect our moods as adults.
Well, a new study looks at how music affects infants. News Channel 7's Dr. Dean Adele has details.
Getting the best care medicine can provide. They're premature youngsters whose every breath is monitored by a skilled group of professionals. Besides the skilled care received from nurses and pediatricians, parents of premature youngsters are also there to nurture these newborns. Now, we've known for some time that there's no substitute for mom's soothing voice. But of course, mom can't spend 24 hours a day in a nursery. So researchers wondered if some soothing music would be a suitable alternative. To see if Brahms' lullaby was just as good as Mom's, researchers placed tiny earphones on premature infants and played classical music. To monitor the baby's reactions, they watched these machines, oximeters, which measure the oxygen levels in the infant. When oxygen levels fall, an alarm sounds. So what happened? Well, researchers found that the infants hearing music had significantly fewer occurrences of oximeter alarms compared to babies listening to the mother's voice. Now, it's important to note, this study doesn't mean Mom's voice is dangerous or can be replaced by a long-dead classical composer.
We want to emphasize that the parent's voice and the parent's touch for the baby is the most important. I think the point of this study was to show that when parents can't be there, another intervention like music can help stabilize their oxygen levels.
And after these infants graduate from the nursery and go home, it may be time for a refrain.
When premature babies go home, they still are somewhat neurologically disorganized. So music in the home environment might help soothe them and stabilize them.
And that's music to everyone's ears. For Health Watch, I'm Dr. Dean Adele, News Channel 7.
Next week, look for these topics from Dr. Dean. When tooth loss might cause cancer, how overworking affects your health, and the side effects of male augmentation.
Meteorologist Dan is along next with an award-winning weekend forecast.
Plus, he'll review a blockbuster storm that just hit the 4 states tonight.
Labette County Medical Center in Parsons, Kansas is a proud sponsor of Health Watch with Dr. Dean Adele. When your doctor advises MRI, she's calling for a powerful diagnostic tool. And at Labette County Medical Center in Parsons, it's also one of the most comforting, thanks to Access. State-of-the-art imaging with the patient's comfort in mind. Access lets patients relax in a calming, quiet atmosphere, unconfined with reassurance close at hand. The result is more efficient scans and better images. Access, exclusively at Labette County Medical Center in Parsons.
If April showers bring May flowers, what do May showers bring?
Possibly puddles? Well, join us on Monday. Jim Farrell tells us what to do with those soggy gardens.
Extra extra values on the best home appliances through Saturday at Westco. It's Maytag Week at Westco. Save $50 to $150 on all Maytag dishwashers, washers, dryers, and laundry pairs. Maytag washers and dryers are the #1 preferred brand in North America. They're built to last and need fewer repairs. Maytag dishwashers are unsurpassed in capacity, ease of loading, and cleaning power. Save this week on Maytag home appliances at Westco during Maytag Week. Through Saturday only at all area Westco stores.
We've weathered some of the worst storms, survived some of the most brutal punishment dealt by the elements and the economy. We've helped millions of families throughout the heartland of America do the same. And together, we've come through stronger. For home, car, and life insurance, we'll always be there for you. Shelter Insurance.
In Baxter Springs, see shelter agent Scott Binns at 324 West 12th.
Sky Alert, your first warning of severe weather. Now, meteorologist Dan Bickford.
A little damp across the 4 states this evening, but the rain is pushing out. We'll probably see some drizzle and some fog, and that's about it for much of the rest of the evening. Outside Joplin right now, still a little bit of drizzle being reported, otherwise mostly cloudy skies and pretty cool. 57 degrees, north winds at 12, pressure is falling, humidity at 96%. Take a look at the almanac today. Joplin, a bit over an inch of rain, but Pittsburg, a bit under 1/3 of an inch. Highs pretty close to normal, a little bit below with all the clouds in Joplin. Lows pretty close to normal as well, well off the records for both the highs and the lows. All the clouds and the cool air pushing from the north really held the afternoon highs down today. Only some 60s from Chanute through Fredonia, Yates Center, Iowa, onto the northwest. Emporia, Kansas only made it up to about 57. Veneta was 74, Monette was 74. Those were the hot spots, but they were pretty consistent with the temperatures right now in the 50s. Coolest in the northwest, 53 in Yates Center. Still some 59s from Rogers through Monette. Christy Payne of Fort Scott calling in with 55, also 55s from Nevada down through Lamar and Columbus. So it's going to be generally pretty cool out there. The clouds will act as a little bit of a blanket, though, so temperatures aren't going to drop a whole lot more than this. Those should generally stay in the low 50s at the lowest. Wichita Doppler, all clear. Different than the past couple of nights when there was some activity on Wichita Doppler, but all the activity is now off to the east. Springfield Doppler showing plenty of showers and thunderstorms, but that's all pushing out of the area. Still some of that activity hanging on in Benton County, Arkansas, but that should be gone here over the next hour or so. That's just part of a larger band of some showers and thunderstorms across Oklahoma and on through Missouri. Most of the severe activity has been to our south, and that's where it's going to stay as the activity continues to push on. That, too, is part of a larger line of storms that stretches from West Texas all the way on towards the Ohio Valley. This is all along that cold front that has pushed through the 4 states. As it continues to move away from us, it's going to continue to mean some strong showers and thunderstorms, especially for tomorrow once it heads towards the southeast and the mid-Atlantic. Several clusters of storms popping up across the nation's midsection over the past couple of days. But finally, a surge of cooler air is going to push some drier air across the area, and that should push the clouds off.